Hello everyone. I welcome you all to digital learning from Department of Collegiate Education. This is I.S. Qamar Farzana Banu, Assistant Professor of Botany. In this video lecture, I am going to present first BSc first semester Phycology topic salient features of blue-green algae, thallus structure and ultrastructure of prokaryotic cell. Coming to the quick recap of previous class. So in the previous class we discussed with regard to introduction to cyanobacteria, so which are minute autotrophic prokaryotic, take their name from blue-green colored pigments in their cells, and in addition to that one we discussed with regard to economic importance of BGA, that is blue-green algae. Like other algae, they also have both beneficial as well as harmful roles to play. Let us moving on to the learning objective and learning outcome. So learning objective is to know in detail the unique characters of the thallus and cell structure, and learning outcome is become aware of the salient features of prokaryotic cyanophysin cell and the thallus structure. Coming to the prerequisites, so general characteristic features of cyanobacteria, blue-green algae, and detailed structure of or study of prokaryotic cells and classification of algae pigmentation. Next, moving on to salient features of cyanobacteria or blue-green algae. The class Cyanophyceae includes cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, and this Cyanophyceae is also called Mixophyceae as the thallus is enclosed by a slimy or a gelatinous sheath. And these algae occurs in, or they are found distributed in aquatic, terrestrial, special habitats. The plant body is haploid gametophyte. The thallus may be unicellular or colonial or filamentous, branched with true branching or false branching, and a few thallus may be unbranched, which is found in Anabaena and nostoc. And the cells are prokaryotic in nature. The cell consists of a mucilage sheath, cell wall, plasma membrane or cell membrane, chromoplasm and centroplasm. And this chromoplasm is colored with the pigments or pigmentation which contain photosynthetic pigments. They are chlorophyll A, beta carotene, xanthophylls with the dominant pigments, that is cyanophycean, or you can say C phycocyanin blue pigment, and erythrin which is red in color. And whereas the centroplasm which consists of incipient nucleus, or this is also called nucleoid. And the next point is the presence of heterocyst is a distinctive feature of blue-green algae in some filamentous forms, which helps in nitrogen fixation in the soil. Example, Anabaena, nostoc, Cytonema, etc. Here, the reserve food material is starch. Coming to the reproduction. So, reproduction, they reproduce with two important methods. One is vegetative and the other one is asexual method. And coming to the vegetative reproduction, it takes place by binary fission. So this binary fission you can also see in bacteria. Here the fission wherein this is found in unicellular forms, wherein the plant body or the cell divided into two parts. So each part develop into a new plant. And coming to fragmentation. So this fragmentation can be seen in filamentous forms. So here what happens is, so the plant body which is filamentous, they break up into many pieces. Each piece are a bit, so it will develop into a new plant. And coming to Harmogonia formation or Harmogonia. So this Harmogonia is nothing but, so a bit of filament. So this filament has a few cells. So this is lying between heterocyst, and each bit is called Harmogonia. This Harmogonia develops during unfavorable conditions with a thick wall. and they will lie like that only in the same environmental condition, and when the environment is good, it will develop into new plant. And hermospores. So these are also, hermospores are also observed here. That is one of the vegetative reproductive structures. And coming to asexual reproduction, that takes place by following spores, nothing but akinets, endospore, exospore formation, nanospore formation, etc. And coming to akinets, the akinets are thick-walled perennating spores with stored food material. So each akinete will withstand the unfavorable conditions, and on return of favorable conditions they develop into new plant. And coming to the next one, that is endospores. These spores are found produced in endogenously within a vegetative cell. So on return of favorable conditions, each endospore will develop into new plant body. And coming to exospores, so exospores are nothing but they were found developed in exogenously, so outside the body. So later when they release outside, they will develop into new plants. And coming to nanospore or nanocysts, small naked spores produced within the parent plant that will develop into later into new plants. So this will also develop during the unfavorable conditions. And coming to the sexual reproduction, here it is totally absent, it is not there. And coming to the life cycle, it is haplontic. So because the plant body is gametophyte, and there is no alternation of generation here. So the examples here are Oscillatoria, nostoc, Anabaena, Lyngbya, Gliotrichia, etc. Coming to the next slide, here the next subheading is the range of thallus structures in cyanobacteria. We have discussed that the plant body here is thallus. What is thallus? Without differentiation into root, stem and leaf. Here in cyanobacteria, the thallus organization ranges from unicellular to branched heterotrichous forms. So what is unicellular? So the plant body made up of a single cell. Heterotrichous, nothing but filaments, that is the plant body consists of filaments. And unicellular forms, so that can be seen in the images. So example, which the first image is Crococcus, that is unicellular form. Example, Crococcus, or unicellular and palmelloid stage or form, that is observed in Glyocapsa, the second image. Okay, next one is Merismapedia. So that is also you can see a colonial form, so okay, irregular colonial form. And Reveloria, you can see that is filamentous form. And the third one is Oscillatoria. The Oscillatoria is also a filamentous form. Nostoc is also filamentous form. Spirulina, single celled, that is SCP. And Microcoleus, you can see multiceriate one. Okay. So that thallus organization that can be seen in Cyanophyceae, that the images you can see, you can make out clearly. And coming to, I told you filamentous plant body. So what is a trichome? So here trichome, I mean to say here is the cells which are placed one above the other is a trichome. So if mucilage is absent in a filament, it is called trichome. So here I will just clarify. Filament consists of many cells placed one above the other, a row of cells placed one above the other, and if the mucilage is absent, then it is called trichome. Okay, coming to the next point. A filament is a linear row of closely arranged cells surrounded by a mucilaginous sheath. The filament may be uniseriate, so that can be seen in Oscillatoria, Anabaena, Cytonema, nostoc, or multiseriate as in case of Schizothrix. Sometimes two or more trichomes are enclosed in a common mucilage sheath. So that can be seen in Microcoelias and Schizothrix. Some species possesses filament with true branching as seen in Stygonyma, whereas false branching can be seen in Cytonyma. And coming to the cyanobacteria which possesses special cells. So here in filamentous forms you can see the development of the special yellow colored cells. Okay. So that is called heterocyst. So these heterocysts are devoid of nucleide, nothing but nucleus. So to perform nitrogen fixation. Okay. And in some filamentous blue-green algae, thallus is differentiated into horizontal creeping system and erect systems that can be seen in Pulvinorrhea. And coming to non-filamentous nature, some members that non-filamentous can be seen in some members are chemosiphonales. And colonial, which I have shown in the last image, that the Merismapedia, irregular in Glyocapsa, each colony which is surrounded by mucilaginous sheath. And hence algologists believe that colonial forms had originated from unicellular forms. And lastly, the members of Pleurocapsales, Nastacales and Stygonematales are filamentous forms, which just now I have shown you in the different image. And now coming to the next subheading, that is the ultrastructure of prokaryotic cyanophysian cell. So here each cyanophysian cell is a typical prokaryotic. Each cell has definite cell wall with cell membrane, mucilaginous sheath, and it encloses protoplasm. The protoplasm can be differentiated into central centroplasm and the outer chromoplasm. So the protoplasm can be differentiated into central centroplasm, which consists of primitive incipient nucleus, and outer chromoplasm contains colored photosynthetic pigments located in thalide along with the other cellular granules. Okay. So coming to the next slide. So the whatever I had told you, that can be seen in this image. And the pigments here are chlorophyll A, beta carotene, myxoxanthophyll, C-phycocyanin, C-phycoerythrin along with other inclusions. So like gas vacuoles, cyanophysian and volutin granules along with the stored starch, that is cyanophysian starch, and so also gas vacuoles are also present, and lipid droplets. In addition to that one, you can see the presence of ribosomes. They are of 70S type, which can be seen in the something like in bacteria, etc. And here in this case, oxygenic photosynthesis takes place by using these pigments in presence of light, water and carbon dioxide. So here the carbohydrates are prepared. So these are the important points you can see in the typical cyanophysian cell. So by this I will stop here. So thank you for watching.